no intention of evacuating Jewish settlements in the occupied West Bank as part of a peace agreement with the Palestinians. This was clearly declared by Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who told his Likud members of Knesset that he opposes evacuating settlements, citing Beit El settlement in Ramallah and Hebron settlements as examples of places outside the major settlement blocks. The Palestinian leadership slammed these statements that must be seriously considered.
We have to stand up strongly and say the whole colonies is not acceptable. Either the 20,000 or any single unit to be built is not acceptable. And we have to start discussing the whole issue of the colonization. So what they are doing by this is like trying to put forward as if what has happened is already legal and acceptable, and this is 20,000 is not acceptable, so it's okay.
Such statements represent a clear challenge to U.S. brokered peace efforts, and as a matter of fact, Netanyahu stressed that he has not discussed evacuating settlements during the talks with the U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry, where observers believe that Netanyahu is deceiving the American administration. On one hand, he agreed to be engaged in peace talks, but on the other hand, all what he carries out foiled these negotiations.
Netanyahu and this Israeli government is anti-peace, is anti-recognition of the existence of the Palestinians as a people, let alone their rights in their own country. And this must be a strong message to Mr. Kerry. Ambiguity is no more can work. Mr. Kerry has to be clear, has to be candid, in order to force the Israelis, who are the partners in these negotiations, to abide by international law, to abide by the United Nations resolutions.
At the end of the day, the success of peace negotiations that resumed last July after a 3-year halt with a 9-month target set for a permanent peace agreement related to seriousness by the Israeli government and immediate intervention by the American administration. Attacks by extremist settlers against Palestinian residents, property and places of worship in the West Bank have never stopped. On the contrary, they increased, an issue that requires international intervention at a time this violence is condemned worldwide. This is Mona Kandir reporting from Ramallah, Palestine.